Welcome to Curie Electronics. This is the second part of 2018 IPRC Technician B Electronics question paper solution. So we have already solved first 30 questions. In this part we will solve question number 31 to 60. So this also we will complete today. Question number 31. The equivalent DC output voltage of a half-wave rectifier is dash the equivalent DC output voltage of a half-wave rectifier. For full-wave rectifier, VDC, that is a V out equals 2 Vm upon pi, and for a half wave rectifier VDC, that is the output DC voltage, equal to Vm upon pi. Vm is the peak voltage of the applied AC. So if we compare these two, for a full wave rectifier, it is 2 times the voltage of the half wave rectifier. So it is double. So the equivalent DC output voltage of a full wave rectifier is 2 times the equivalent DC output voltage of the half wave rectifier. See, this equation, if we multiply by 2, we will get 2 Vm upon pi. So it is a double. Answer is option D, double. The current gain of a common emitter amplifier as the load resistance increases. So what happens as the load resistance increases, the current gain decreases. Answer option B is the right answer. So what is gain? Gain equals V voltage, output voltage upon input voltage, V in. So for a common emitter amplifier, RL multiplied by IC, collector current, upon Ri, change in the base current. So this is the voltage gain. By increasing the RL, voltage gain increases but current gain decreases. Base thickness of modern bipolar transistors can be as small as, what is the thickness of the base? That is what it is. It is 10 nanometer for the modern day transistors. The most widely used amplifier configuration is, it is a common emitter. So common emitter will provide reasonably good voltage gain as well as current gain. So we use this common emitter configuration most often. Maximum theoretical efficiency of a class A amplifier can be. For a class A amplifier, maximum efficiency is 25%. But there is there is one more question they can ask. Transformer coupled class A amplifier gain, maximum efficiency, amplifier eta max, that is the maximum efficiency, that is equal to 50%. If simply they ask what is the theoretical maximum efficiency of a class A amplifier, it is 25%. If it is transformer coupled, it is 50%. The change of output wave shape from the input wave shape of an amplifier is known as, all of us know, that is the distortion. Distortion, because if you give a sine wave input to a amplifier, we should get the same shape sine wave at the output, not the distorted. So change in the shape of the signal is known as distortion. A transistor has dash PN junctions. How many PN junctions are there for a transistor? So we have two types of transistors. Which are the two types of transistors? That is PNP and NPN transistor. PNP and NPN. NPN. So we have two type of transistors. Let us take it emitter, base, collector. Here also emitter, base, collector. Now how many junctions are there? We have two junctions, J1, J2. J1, J2. What is a symbol for this transistor? PNP transistor, arrow is coming inside. This is the PNP transistor. For NPN transistor, arrow is going out. NPN. So we have two junctions. Question number 38. A transformer transforms. So the transformer mainly we use it for step up or step down or isolation. If you use for step up or step down, either voltage will decrease or increase. So current also decrease or increase. So the current or voltage changes to keep the power constant. For an ideal transformer, power is constant. So a transformer transforms voltage or current. A transformer having 1000 primary turns. So N1 equals 1000. N1 equals 1000. Connected to a 250 volt AC. So E1 equal to 250 volt. For a secondary voltage of, that is E2. E2 equals 400 volt. Now what is the question? N2 we have to find out. Secondary turns. N2 is the question. So what is the transformer turns ratio equation? That is N1 upon N2 equals E1 upon E2, right? What about current? Current is opposite, okay? I2 upon I1. So now we will use N1 upon N2 equals E1 upon E2. Now what we have here, in place of N1, 1000 upon N2. N2 we have to find out. What about E1? E1 equal to 250. What is E2? E2 is a 400 volt. So it is a step up transformer. So N2 equal to what? N2 equals 1000 multiplied by 400 upon 250. So it is 4. So 4 multiplied by 400, we will get 1600. 1600. So the answer is 1600. Option A. Question number 40. The unknown frequency can be measured accurately using. Answer is CRO. CRO means what? Cathode ray oscilloscope. To measure the frequency and see the wave shape, we will use CRO. What is the use of this Megger? Megger is used to measure insulation resistance. Insulation resistance. Insulation resistance. Megger is to measure insulation resistor, and ammeter for current, and voltmeter, you know, it's for voltage. A VTVM is never used to measure this VTVM, that is vacuum tube voltmeter. VTVM means vacuum tube voltmeter. Vacuum tube voltmeter. It has got high input impedance or resistance. So it is never used to measure current. But it accurately measures the voltage. The anode of SCR is always maintained dash potential with respect to cathode. So it is SCR. We have a SCR. So this is the gate, anode, cathode. So to make this SCR conduct, the anode has to be always high potential compared to cathode. So answer is option A. Option A is the right answer. Not high, should be positive. Okay. Positive. We won't say a positive because positive, it is positive. The cathode, compared to the cathode, anode has to be at positive potential, not the negative potential, positive potential. Question number 43. The process of raising the strength of a signal, weak signal, is known as, all of us know, it's amplification. Rectification means AC to DC conversion. AC to DC conversion. Signal conditioning, for analog signal, before giving the microprocessor ADC, we had to do the conditioning of the signal. Filtering, power supply filtering is there, as well as signal filtering also there. Question number 44. The ideal current source will have. Now, what is the internal resistance of a voltage source? We have a voltage source. Let us consider the battery itself. It will have a resistance also. So this is the voltage source. This is a voltage source, okay? Voltage source. Voltage source. And voltage source will have a small internal resistance R. For a voltage source, the internal, this is a battery, consider as a cell or battery. For a voltage source, the internal resistance has to be minimum. Otherwise, voltage drop occurs here. Voltage drop occurs here. VR. So, for an ideal voltage source, internal resistance equal to 0. For ideal voltage source. For ideal. R equal to internal resistance equal to 0. For a current source, it is just opposite. For a current source, internal resistance has to be very high. For an ideal case, infinite. And infinite internal resistance. So option C is the right answer. So try to relate with the voltage source, then just opposite you take it. That is for the current source. In the process of superimposing information onto a carrier wave is called. It is a modulation process. We will have a high frequency wave, message signal, that is the speech, maybe 5 kilohertz, that we will superimpose on the high frequency carrier wave. That process is known as the modulation. That is the modulation process. And the opposite of modulation is demodulation. During demodulation, what we do? From the high frequency carrier modulated wave, we will separate the information, message signal. In a full wave rectifier, if AC frequency is 50 hertz. Then the AC ripple is ripple in the output. So this is our input. Let's take it as this is the V in and this is the V out. V out. Now here we are giving the AC. This is a one full cycle. So let us assume that this is having, what is the frequency we are giving? 50 Hertz. It's a full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier, what will happen? For the positive half cycle, we will get a cycle. For the positive cycle of the AC, we will get a one directional output. Again, for the negative cycle also, we will get half cycle output. So now what is happening? Whatever the output we are getting, the ripple frequency is 2 times the input frequency. So it is 2 times F in equal to ripple frequency. For a full wave rectifier, ripple frequency. Ripple frequency. So here input frequency is Fin is 50 Hertz. So ripple frequency is 100 Hertz. Option B is the right answer. RC coupling is used for dash amplification. RC coupling usually be used for voltage amplification. Voltage amplifier, the coupling used is RC. For power amplifier, usually it is transformer. A Zener diode is used as a voltage regulator. To regulate the voltage, we use the Zener diode as a voltage regulator. Positive feedback is used in positive feedback, that is we know as oscillators. But where negative feedback is used? Negative feedback in amplifiers. Negative feedback used in amplifiers. Once we apply negative feedback, our gain decreases but stability increases. But positive feedback is used in oscillators. Question number 50. A multi-vibrator is a circuit which generates. What is generates means what is the output of a multi-vibrator? It generates square wave. Dash can be used as a electronic switch. Actually, this question they have removed from the question paper for the evaluation, but actually transistor is the answer. But diode also considered as a electronic switch. But when diode and transistor is there, the most suitable option is transistor. Question number 52. If the input to differentiating circuit is a sawtooth wave, then the output will be. So how is with the op amp, how is the differentiating circuit? Input side, the feedback input signal will be applied through a capacitor. This is the V out. This is the feedback resistor. Here we will apply the V in. And now to this differentiated circuit, if we give the triangular wave, okay, if we give the triangular wave, we will get square wave. Output V out equal to square wave. Okay, it's square wave. Drawing is not proper. But if you give a sawtooth wave means what? How it is? Sawtooth wave means like this. The amplitude is going to be same. This is the sawtooth wave. So if we give this sawtooth wave as an input to a differentiator, our output is going to be a rectangular wave. I'm just drawing it. We'll get a rectangular wave. So the answer is rectangular. Option B is the right answer. Rectangular. A JFET is characterized by dash gain. It is voltage gain. Okay, JFET is characterized by voltage gain. The SCR is turned off when the anode current is dash holding current. See, there are two currents related to SCR. Holding current. This is the current. It is used to turn off. To specify the turn off of SCR, we use holding current. Latching current. Latching current. Let me write it properly. Latching current. This latching current is for turn on. To turn on the SCR. Turn on is the latching current. Now, if you want to turn off a SCR, we have to bring down the holding current. We have to reduce the holding current. The anode current is less than the holding current, below the holding current, then this SCR turns off. The SCR is turned off when anode current is below holding current. The SCR will turn on when anode current is greater than the latching current. Question number 55. An UJT has UJT, that is uni-junction transistor. Uni-junction transistor. And the symbol is something like this. No. Uni-junction transistor. UJT. It has got only one junction. Uni-junction transistor. From name itself you can identify. It has got only one junction. Question number 56. A multimeter has full scale deflection current of 1 milliamps. So, full scale deflection current, IFD, full scale deflection current equal to 1 milliamps. Sensitivity is given as sensitivity of the meter is given as 1 upon full scale deflection current. FSD, full scale deflection current. So S equal to 1 upon, what is the full scale deflection current here? That is 1 milliamps. 1 milliamps, how do we write it? 1 upon 1 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3. So when we take this 10 to the power minus 3 to up, we will get 1000. So what is the unit of the sensitivity? Ohm per volt. So it is option A is the right answer. That is 1000 ohm per volt. When high resistance is connected in series with a galvanometer, it becomes. So what we do, we have a galvanometer. So if we connect a series resistance RS high value with it, this becomes a voltmeter. This is the voltmeter. So if you want to convert this galvanometer to ammeter, what we do? We connect a low value resistance, shunt resistance we will connect. This is known as RSH. So this whole thing is known as the ammeter. So what is the question? When a high resistance is connected in series with a galvanometer, it becomes a voltmeter. Question number 58. If a sinusoidal voltage is applied to the vertical deflection plates only, then we get dash on the screen. See, now what happens if you apply sinusoidal signal to a vertical deflection plate? On horizontal section, it is like a we can compare this question with the CRT. It is a CRO. CRO, the horizontal, assume that our horizontal section is not working. There is no sawtooth wave on the horizontal section. Then what happens? We will get a single vertical line because horizontal section is not working. Only vertical section is working. Then we will get a vertical line because from the vertical line we can understand vertical section is working, CRO vertical section is working, and horizontal nothing is applied. That means it is like a not working horizontal section. So only vertical line we can see. But if you see only horizontal line on a TV or CRO, it means vertical section is not working. Question number 59. The most popular form of IC package is, you tell me what it is. DIL, dual inline package. That is the most of us use this dual inline package. But the most popular package is the flat pack. Most of the SMT these devices will come flat pack devices. So flat pack is the most popular IC package. So with this last question we are going to complete this question paper. So IC LM309 voltage regulator provides a fixed positive dash output. It's a linear regulator IC. So it provides plus 5 volt. This instead of LM309, similarly one more is there, LM109. This also provide plus 5 volt. And another IC also there, which is those ICs 7805. 7805. This also provides plus 5 volt. There is one more 3-pin linear regulator is there, 7905. Do you know what it provides? It provides minus 5 volt. It is a minus 5 volt regulator. So we have completed. So I hope these videos are useful to you. If you like the video, please share with your friends and don't forget to hit the like button. See you next. We will solve IPRC 2016. There was one more question paper to be solved. So the next I will take up the 2016 question paper. Thank you.